There's only one person in the YWC, besides Daniel Parkin, that could wear a V-neck shirt and still look this horrible. Hi guys, live from my mother's basement. Here's Johnny, and I'm still in the holiday spirit because I don't plan on taking these fucking lights down. It's my basement, I can do what I want with it. Yeah. Well, actually, it's my mother's basement, and if she tells me to take them down, I take them down. That's how it works. Besides all that shit, let's get to the point of this video, and this should be kind of a good one, kind of a fun one, kind of an honest one. Hang on just a second. Damn. Getting over kind of a throat thing. Didn't have it as bad as my friend Dan, who was sick pretty much all Christmas. But he and I, and this is Dan from dantalkswrestling.livejournal.com, who I've plugged 1,000 times before, and will continue to do so because he is my best friend in the world. And we went to see TNA live. We went to see him on the 30th of December, which was last year already, if you can fucking imagine that. Yeah, but last year, a few days ago, who gives a shit? Let's talk about what happened. First of all, I'd like to direct your attention to something, and that is we got the meet and greet package. And of course, when you get a meet and greet package, you meet people. So here are some signatures of some wrestlers. I don't know if you can see all this shit, but Matt Morgan is right here. Samoa Joe is a little bit lower down here. Chavo is here. Hernandez is here. And of course you've got on this side Tara. And I guess that's supposed to be Jesse Goddard's, but yeah. Anyway, that's the ticket. We were there. Also included in the meet and greet, which by the way, if you don't have one of these Impact 10-year anniversary books, you should really get one. It really wasn't all that expensive, and it has a lot of great pictures on the inside. Some of the pictures are a little bit dated, such as the greatest man that ever lived. There, where the hell are we? There we are, Austin Aries, and a couple of other fucking pictures, like from shit that has happened over the 10 years of TNA history. Can you all see this shit? Because I'm really having trouble here looking at the camera over the book. Some more stuff to look at would be, I'm not going to show you Robbie E and Robbie T. They suck, but couple of guys here. Where the fuck? There you go. So they're old. Obviously, Bobby Roode has hair, and AJ Styles looks like he might actually win a match. But a lot of good stuff. Like the whole catalog is filled with stuff, you know, from their history. Really fun shit, pictures. You should get one of these if you're a TNA fan at all. It'll help you relive some memories. One of the best things that happened was that Austin Aries was signing autographs, and he was totally in character. Or maybe he wasn't. Maybe that was just him. But, of course, the dated picture, you see his signature on his own chest. He painted on his own mustache in the picture with his marker because he said that's the old me and this is more of the new me. Did it up. He was kind of cool. My friend Dan and I, we kind of gave him some banter back and forth, witty, nothing disrespectful at all because I really enjoy him as a performer. I thanked him very much, and I told him that, you know, I might just be the smartest man that ever lived. And he kind of agreed with it, because I was getting his autograph. I mean, hell. Some of this other stuff, we got a brown bag special, so it came with an action figure. And if you don't know who that is, you haven't been watching TNA. Yep, there you go. It's a good one. I know it's all probably back stock, but it's cool for me. Came with some DVDs. Best of TNA 2007. Kurt Angle, champion. And the 2-disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 disc set of the Best of the X Division. 2 Not a bad gig. Plus, unlike other places where you have nowhere to put your stuff, TNA has the brown bag special, which has handles, which you can wear as a backpack at the show and put everything in. It was convenient. It was smart. I haven't seen that anywhere else. Any of the other shows I went to, you had to, like, I don't know, carry your own stuff, smudge everything. When I got Maurice's picture at the House of Hardcore, I was holding on to it the whole time. My thumbs were sweating, the place was hot, uncomfortable. I dropped it on the floor once. It wasn't a good thing. It ruined it a little bit, smudged it. I was pissed, because that was really important to me. No, it's not in a shrine with candles. It's just right over there on the dresser, but it'll be where the Austin Aries picture goes and where the signed ticket goes, or the rest of the memorabilia I have. But point being is the TNA experience was all around pretty good. The one thing that I'm disappointed in, it's not the quality of the matches, because I know it was the end of the year. They were probably really tired. They were working the day before New Year's Eve. They've been doing it all year already. They probably were trying to take it easy, play it safe in the ring. I know we're not going to get pay-per-view quality matches there at the live show. The thing that I didn't enjoy was the Albany crowd. And I'm not saying that this is all of Albany's fault, because obviously there were some kids there that were really happy to be there. And there was energy in the place, for the majority of the time that I thought really resembled the best qualities of an upstate New York crowd, which isn't all that different from a lower New York City crowd. But there's a difference and a fine line between heckling, which is something that I myself have done a few times, giving Jeff Hardy some shit. He's not my favorite performer in the world, you all know that, but I respect what he's done in the ring. And although he might be a miserable human, and although he might have drug problems and all that, who doesn't have problems? I have lots of problems. We don't need to talk about them. These people that were sitting right behind us, about 3 rows back, just loud, obnoxious. I don't know if you were high, drunk, under the influence of some other thing. Maybe you sniffed diesel fumes like Kevin Nash does. Totally uncalled for. The whole event just wouldn't stop. And more than once I thought the security was going to tell them to knock it the hell off. Yeah, they have freedom of speech, but when you're making it so that everyone else around you is having a miserable time, somebody at the show has got to stop this shit. And I think that was a failure on TNA's part to capitalize on these assholes and to win them back, because they just kept going and going and going. They should have challenged him to come into the ring, or they should have had him escorted out or something, because it really just kind of brought the whole mood down to the place. Every time a move happened, they were shouting things like, about Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan being like a fucking newlywed couple. Yeah, that's funny like the first time, but when you're telling them to tag your wife in and calling them queer, like the whole match, it just didn't stop, and they were out there for a good probably 7-8 minutes, maybe, once the match got going, and before that with all the stall tactics, introducing everybody, and even after the fact, like the match they had with Chavo and Hernandez, Chavo tried to get on the microphone and thank the Albany crowd and tell them that, it was really special for him to be in the ring and that he loved doing what he was doing, and they wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like the guy literally was yelling child support at Chavo the whole time, and I don't know what he thought was funny about that, and Chavo goes, "What the fuck do you mean?" And the guy's like, "Me? You're my dad." And he's like, he tried to do the best that he could with it. He said, "Well, if I'm your dad, that means your mom." But the guy wouldn't stop. It was just making the performers, I think, uncomfortable. And I know that you should expect a little bit of crowd hostility. Maybe if you play a heel, maybe if you're a boring-ass babyface like a John Cena and the adults hate you, but I just think that this Albany crowd, like these couple of people behind me, really fucking soured the taste of the whole night. Like, it was unpleasant to be around them. And I think that, I mean, on one occasion toward the very end when Bobby Roode came out, I mean, they were yelling and screaming shit, and finally I turned around and I said, why don't you guys shut the fuck up? And they got quiet for about 30 seconds. And then it was all over again, like, and I didn't want to get carted out of there and miss the match for fucking slugging somebody, but God, I wanted to. You know, these are the kinds of people that don't belong out in public. And I don't know. I mean, I really think that the performers tried really hard. I loved what Tara and Jesse and Robbie E were able to do, even in the first match, just to try to get the crowd pumped up. But this fucking idiot, you know, these people behind us really just, they made it a miserable experience. Like, when I think about how I feel about it on the whole, it's a negative connotation, and they really brought it down that much. Like, I was excited as fuck to go there with my best friend of so many years and to go see the event again because we had so much fun the last time. The last time was amazing. Just a year ago, you know, just the whole experience. And a lot of it was the same, you know, with the Earl Hebner strut around the ring about how he screwed Bret Hart and he was selling t-shirts. And I get that, you know, you gotta do that. And I enjoyed that because I think it's funny that, you know, at however many years old, he's still the most notorious referee and he's still making a living and earning decent money parading around because, yeah, he did screw Bret, but it wasn't fucking his idea, and he's trying to make the best of it in retrospect, you know? This is the same fucking arena that they had the Royal Rumble in 1992 when Ric Flair won the title. And with a building that's got that kind of history, you know, I look back and I look at the House of Hardcore show that we went to earlier in October, and that was the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. That was the same building where Macho Man unveiled Elizabeth as his manager, where John Studd had cut the hair of Andre the Giant. You know, Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan had graced those halls, you know, once or twice or 3 times or as many times as it took. You know, when they used to tour that area as a territory, and even thereafter. They filmed a couple of episodes of stuff there. Saturday Night Main Event. Just that atmosphere at that arena, even though it had less kids and could have been more hostile, was a better crew to be around than this TNA audience, which had tons of kids and permitted these assholes to sit there and shout whatever they wanted. You know, just disrespectful. Just, and I know that not everybody in Albany is to blame. It's just really this not even handful of people that sat behind us. But to not even be able to sell out the part of the arena that wasn't tarped off just really says something about what's going on right now. And, you know, it's a wonder TNA doesn't come out of the Impact Zone a lot, because if you can't do a house show and draw in the numbers, why in the hell are they going to bring a pay-per-view there? You know, like, they need to have somewhere with energy. And the times that they've come out of the Impact Zone with TNA, like when it was Bound for Glory, it made it feel big. For Slammiversary, it made it feel big. This house show this year didn't feel big. It had probably half the people that last year's did. It was dead. And the fact that it was so dead really meant that these assholes that were boisterous behind us got their fucking voices rang out and heard clearly, no matter what they tried to do. And the performers tried. They did their best, you know. I totally understand all the booking decisions and why they did what they did. I don't really agree with trying to turn Robbie E. face, not with his current character, not any of that shit, but I respect them for coming up here and doing their craft, doing what they do and trying to entertain us. And I just really think that there needs to be a line that you draw as entertainers where you're not going to allow those people, even in such a small crowd, to be that disrespectful. And I know that people have a right to act the way that they want to and to say the things that they do. But if you really paid money to come to a wrestling show, You should sit down and watch the show. Shut up every now and then and try to, digest what's going on in the ring and enjoy yourself rather than just spew the vomit of crappy, nasty commentary to these people and really bring everybody else down around you. But I must say that TNA going there, even though the meet and greet was a little bit half-assed, they had 6 people between 2 different tables, and it was just like this zoo of a line where they signed your stuff, and unless you really just tried to make time and put yourself out there to try to shake hands or to thank the people, nobody was really too forthcoming. It wasn't like House of Hardcore where they were doing the autographs because they wanted to be there and they were looking for, the publicity and to entertain people and wanted to be part of something big. It was like, this is my job. I guess I got to do this. Tara and Jesse Goddard are extremely nice. They were able to speak with me very briefly, but just their personalities shined through. And for any of you guys out there that aren't going to give Jesse Goddard a chance because he came from Big Brother, open your eyes, man. This kid's out there trying really hard. And he's got a great look. And his ring psychology, even though he's just beginning, he knows where to be. And he can sell. Give him a fucking chance. Don't just write him off because he's from Big Brother and he's a D-list celebrity and he sucks or he's gay or whatever. Give the guy a chance. I think that he could probably at least be part of that company, even if he's not in the most entertaining of roles. I think he can add something to that product, another dimension, because he has talent. And he's capable of doing stuff in there that even Robbie E can't do. And those two worked the fucking crowd really well in the opening match before it became as hostile of an environment as I had described. But even then, they were yelling things like, hamster needs a haircut, and fag pretty boy needs to, let me ride Tara all night or some crap like that. And I don't know, just stupid stuff. So that was my TNA experience. Will I go back? Definitely. Will I have a fire extinguisher with me in case that other person shows up with his crew and they keep doing that shit? Yes. Support wrestling when it comes to your town, guys, because without that, they're not going to keep coming back, and they're going to keep doing the same old thing until they see a spike in their business and their popularity. That's really all I can say. Videos going on probably way too long for some of your tastes, and I hope that you weren't just totally bored with me bitching the whole time. Let me know if you've gone to any live shows this year, what you thought, what you might have done differently, how it felt. Did it feel important? Did it feel like just another show? Did it feel like they really went out there to entertain you as a population where you were? Or did it feel like maybe it was the same old thing that they were just doing on the road? Were they trying out new stuff? Were they trying to get you guys to pop? Or was it just, cheap stuff, cheap heat? I hate this town. I love this town. This is John, live from Remember This Basement, signing out.